Hello everyone, I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. In the headline, Social Security says serious consultation preceded its decision to provide income support to those affected by COVID-19. New Marigot Hospital to be completed around March 2021, and a high rate of vaccination as Dominica observes Vaccination Week. The details coming up.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. And mettez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et venez joindre Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better. Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Away $40,000 in cash, 2 bags of money plus a grand every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 or more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
First up in the news, the Dominica Social Security says it carefully consulted before making a decision to offer income support due to COVID-19. Social Security and government are jointly offering a $17 million income support package for people laid off or on reduced work hours because of the pandemic. The opposition leader calls the move an $8 million raid on Social Security. He is not alone in his criticism of government's plan to utilize Social Security funds as part of a relief package.
The International Labour Organization was consulted on possible measures which could be adopted at this time to provide social protection to workers. The recommendations included consideration for the introduction of an emergency unemployment benefit. Meanwhile, the firm of Mono Chappelle, in a special bulletin on COVID-19 for Caribbean Social Security institutions, advised, if you do not yet have an unemployment benefit, it is possible and feasible to introduce one during a recession without prior funding or additional contributions. Thus, with the assistance of an actuary from the firm of Mono Chappelle, the Dominica Social Security received support and advice on how this could be accomplished without jeopardizing the sustainability of the fund. The proposal was to utilize part of the reserves in the redundancy fund, which was established under the Protection of Employment Act and being administered by the Dominica Social Security on behalf of the Ministry of Labor, and part of the reserves of the Employment Injury Branch of the Social Security to offer income support in the form of a temporary unemployment assistance benefit. I must say that this benefit is one of the benefits that is recommended by the International Labour Organization for a basic social security program. We do not yet have an unemployment benefit in Dominica.
Thomas explains the process of consultation which took place before the proposal was made public.
So the proposal was discussed among management and staff at the Dominica Social Security, after which it was taken to the board for its consideration and adoption. Thereafter, the proposal was forwarded to the Honorable Prime Minister, who, upon receipt, advised that the Dominica Social Security consults with the private sector organizations to apprise them of its intentions and to report back to him. Consequently, the Dominica Social Security management, senior management, held meetings with the Dominica Employers Federation, the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, and the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, whereupon they all pledged their support for the initiative. On that basis, a report was then submitted to the Honorable Prime Minister and Minister for Finance for approval of the special facility. At this juncture, we are awaiting communication on the way forward and passage of the required legislative provisions to give effect to the initiative.
Prime Minister Skerrit says the new Marigot Hospital, now under construction, is a significant manifestation of the impact of CBI funds on the local economy. The Prime Minister led a cabinet delegation on a site visit of the hospital project on Wednesday. The government delegation, which included top health officials, witnessed the pouring of close to 1,000 cubic yards of concrete into the ground floor.
This is part of the Citizenship Investment Program. This is entirely financed with proceeds from the CBI, where people can see the actual benefit of the CBI into our country. Likewise, all of the health centers are being constructed utilizing the CBI funds. There are some people who pretended that they cared about this community and they wanted a hospital, they were protesting. But it is interesting that they have never visited the site. They have never made any public statement welcoming the project. As a matter of fact, they've attempted to even stop construction. But we are very happy that construction is ongoing, non-stop. And so we look forward to the completion of this new hospital. This is amazing work, and I think once it is completed, we will address once and for all of the current and future health needs of this hospital, and to minimize and to decrease or reduce the need for those of us who reside in this health district to have to go to Roseau.
The main structure of the hospital is expected to be completed by July. Montreal Management Consultants are the project developers.
We started here in February with the foundations, and as you see today, we're at ground floor level, or it's almost first floor level, because by raising the height of the building by a metre, we've been fortunate to be able to introduce a lower ground floor level, which is going to incorporate extra facilities, including accommodation, chapels, utility rooms, medical gas rooms, kitchens, etc. So the building's increased in size by 25%, since we did our first announcement. In terms of progress going forward, we are, by 24 hours time, the ground floor's finished, then we immediately start coming up with the columns and the beams to start creating the first floor. We anticipate again another big pour for the first floor in about 4 weeks' time. And then 4 weeks after that is when we start pouring the roof. So our plan at the moment is that by the time we start getting, by the third week in July, we will have the main concrete structure finished just as the hurricane season starts to take off.
The overall project is expected to be completed by the end of March 2021. A new health center is also nearing completion in Marigot. The new hospital will provide healthcare services for residents from Atkinson to Kalibishi. Dominica's Minister for Health says the Marigot Hospital represents government's seriousness about investing in infrastructural development in the country's healthcare delivery system. But the minister says the infrastructure is just one aspect of a much larger vision for the country's healthcare system.
As a matter of fact, this structure here, we're going to have 3 male wards, 3 female wards, 2 children wards. We'll also have an ICU. And the ICU, there will be dialysis facilities at our ICU, and there will be also daytime outpatient dialysis facilities. We have the dental section, we have the accident and emergency section, we have the lab section, we also have our pharmacy section, and we also have a room that if at all we get a CT scan, we're going to have a CT scan service up here as well. And with our theater here, obviously you can see the whole, where we're bringing health right to the people in their front yard, so to speak, so that if we can have such a facility in an area like that, that would serve the entire northeastern region, where surgeries that would have to be done at the Princess Margaret Hospital can actually be done right here in Marigot. It just shows you how the intention of the government to bring healthcare services right up to the people as well. Besides all of this, we also have a chapel here. We also have a room for health education here. We also have the accommodation for the staff here. So it's all in one, whether it's the male wards, the female wards, the children wards, the ICU, the lab, the accommodation, the dental, everything, dialysis. We have 8 daytime clinics going to be going on here. And so it's really a massive structure with all the different aspects of the healthcare system going to be available at this hospital.
And counselor at the Dominica State College is advising students to develop their creativity during the COVID-19 pandemic. The Dominica State College is among the many educational institutions which stopped hosting in-person classes due to the call for physical distancing. Frederica James, counselor with the Dominica State College for the past 16 years, is cautioning students who have high stress levels during the pandemic to develop coping mechanisms to deal with the current situation. She had some advice for students who are concerned about not completing their degree on schedule.
Yes, they set a date when I want to finish Dominica State College. It may no longer be possible. You will finish, your goals will be met, they will just be met a bit later, maybe a semester later, maybe 2 semesters later. Students, do not stress out about when I'm going to finish my studies. Your studies will be completed. It will be completed in enough time to allow you to continue. Do not add more stress than lockdown, missing your friends are already giving you.
For students concerned about not getting a job upon completion of their degree due to the changed environment following the pandemic, Ms. James had this to say.
Those people who are concerned about, I doubt I'll get a job, to me, I see it differently. To me, more jobs will be created, for example, and people are very, very innovative. For example, I was very taken aback and surprised when I saw people making all different masks. So by the time we're ready, do not stress out yet about the job situation. Yes, finance is important. Yes, you do not want to stay home after all those weeks of lockdown. You just need to go out and get a job. Jobs may be available, will be, I should say. If they're not, however, then just wait. It would not be, to me, it will not be any worse than it was before the pandemic. If anything, it may be better, because when economies bounce back, they bounce back with a vengeance.
The DSC councillor also had advice for parents of school children who may have lost jobs during the crisis.
Their stresses are definitely different. Coping with losing a job is very, very difficult. We cannot even say, well, apply elsewhere, because everywhere is under lockdown. We have to find innovative ways. We may have to spend more. We're saving a bit, although we may say we're saving, but yet we're spending more, because we may be spending more on electricity, more on water, but we're spending less on gas, less if you commuted to work, less on that. And you would have, I hope, a reserve. So some people may have a reserve, and I pray God that before the reserve is up, they will get another job, or they will continue in their job.
You are watching Channel 5 News. We'll have more after this.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
Yo, check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash.
Oh, yeah.
2 bags of money plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. That's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up.
Top up.
$10 more.
Sign up.
Just switch to Flow.
Get a plan.
1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore.
With Flow.
Win a bag of money.
Cash out.
Get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah. From Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
When you feel a sneeze or a cough coming, covering your mouth prevents the spread of germs. You probably knew that. But the way you cover up also matters, and that means breaking a habit you've held near and dear all your life. Cover your nose and mouth with your flexed elbow or a tissue, not your hands. Discard the used tissue immediately. Then wash your hands. Help stop the spread of germs. Remember, your health is your responsibility.
A message by the Health Promotion Unit of the Ministry of Health, Wellness and New Health Investment, Dominica.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. Animez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et vite joindre Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better. A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Thank you for staying with us. Dominica commended for its high rate of vaccination as it joins the Americas in observing Vaccination Week this week. Here's Andrea Louis with more.
The 18th anniversary of Vaccination Week of the Americas is being observed from 25th April to 2nd May under the theme Love, Trust, Protect, Get Vax. Country Program Specialist with WHO and PAHO says Dominica's rate of vaccination is commendable and urges citizens to get vaccines on time.
Dominica continued to maintain an over 95% vaccination coverage for diseases covered by the expanded program in immunization. They also continue to encourage access for booster vaccinations. I beg of you to maintain your appointments. If you are ill or cannot attend for one reason or another, call and adjust your appointment with your healthcare provider. Please remember, vaccines save lives. Love, trust, protect. Get vax.
The recognition of Vaccination Week comes amidst the coronavirus pandemic. Ms. Wilson stressed the importance of getting vaccinated despite the ongoing pandemic.
This year's Vaccination Week in the Americas is being convened in an unusual and very difficult epidemiological context. While we have a challenging task ahead of us to deal with COVID-19, we must take a moment to recognize that many other dangerous diseases can be prevented through immunization. Now, some of these diseases that vaccines present are seasonal influenza, measles, mumps, rubella, polio, BCG, and cervical cancer. Hence, immunization is considered an essential service that must be ensured during the pandemic.
Ensuring individuals get vaccines will also help reduce the burden on the country's health system.
Vaccines not only keep populations healthier, but also reduce the burden on the health systems, thus allowing them to focus on other areas, including the response to COVID-19, which is presently affecting countries right now. This year's vaccination campaign brings to mind the love people have for their children, themselves, and their communities, and the trust in vaccines' ability to save lives and the protection they provide for everyone, everywhere. We must also remember to salute the healthcare workers who contribute and labor in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Dominica also joins in the observance of the 9th anniversary of World Immunization Week being celebrated from 24th to 30th April.
And Prime Minister Skerrit says he's proud of the work done by the medical team and frontline workers in the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking on a tour of the Marigot Hospital Wednesday, Prime Minister Skerrit said Dominica had come a long way in improving its standard of healthcare delivery.
Really, we are revolutionizing healthcare, not only in terms of infrastructure, but the improved services, the training of personnel, additional services to be delivered. I mean, when one recognizes that our lab in Dominica is internationally accredited and that we're able to test for COVID-19, I mean, this is all testament to the fact of what we've been talking about for some years now about the improvement to the delivery of healthcare services in our country. And our management of COVID-19, I believe is something that we need to even document as a reference in the event that we are visited with any pandemic in the future.
The Prime Minister says government has done well in its management of the COVID-19 pandemic. He also says procedures should be documented for future reference.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 120 channels and 29 in HD, all for $160 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
With Flow, when a bag of money cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money?
plan or switch now to win. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 700 local anywhere calls and texts, with the always-on prepaid plan, all for $29. Keep your number when you switch to Dominica's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
Avec Flow, gagnez l'argent, on partit l'argent avec Flow. Gagnez l'argent, on gros sac l'argent. C'est juste ça pour gagner un gros sac l'argent avec Flow. And mettez on top up, sign up, quittez yo, et vite joindre Flow. It only gets better with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
To end the news, a look again at the headline. Social Security says serious consultation preceded its decision to provide income support to those affected by COVID-19. New Marigot Hospital to be completed around March 2021, and a high rate of vaccination as Dominica observes Vaccination Week. You may access the news on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow.